Hi, greetings everybody. I'm going to try to give you a weight loss video update. I actually already recorded the entire thing and I did not have it set on video, I had it set on picture only. I feel stupid. Anyway, I know it's been a long time since I've updated. I'm going to try to do this again really quick. The weight I had been losing before in my previous weight loss journey videos, yes, I regained it. The long story, trying to make it a little bit shorter, is when I got down with my weight loss, I did not feel good. I felt miserable. I was hurting all over. My joints still hurt. So I got really tired of that very quickly. I started experimenting with my diet. I tried elimination diets. I tried every diet that you could think of, trying to feel better. I tried veganism. I tried vegetarianism. Speaking of which, while I know some of you have it go very well, it made me miserable. At first, like the first week or so, I felt okay, felt good with it. My skin felt good. And then about week 2, I started getting really bad neuropathy. My diabetes started going really out of control. But anyway, ultimately I regained that weight because I gave up. I got so tired of feeling bad, my joints hurting, and just being miserable all the time. And I did the stupid thing. I stopped taking my Synthroid, or levothyroxine, whatever you want to call it. And eventually I gave up going to the doctor, gave up taking vitamins, I gave up all that stuff. And I regained my weight. Initially, when I started my weight loss videos, my high had been like 335 and I'd lost 67 pounds. Well, I regained all that plus 10 more, I think in like 6 months. It was very fast and shocking how fast that came back on me. And so I ended up with a new high of about 345, which I know I was at least at as the spring. I kind of stopped weighing myself, so it's hard to know. It could have been a little higher. Anyway, since then, I had a proverbial epiphany moment, I guess you might call it, back around the 4th of July weekend. I was down in Southern Ohio visiting my parents. My brother is in from Texas, who I don't get to see very often. He's about 11 years older than me, but he's very healthy, very disciplined, runs marathons and all that sort of thing. And he was in and out constantly playing with my kids and running and playing tag, hide and seek, and just been a really awesome uncle. And I sat on a piano bench down there, just hurting and aching. I didn't even feel like getting up and going to the bathroom. I just hurt so much and just felt, so tired. And kind of in that moment, I'm just like, you know what? I've got to do something. I cannot continue just ignoring this. Even if I lose weight again and I still hurt real bad, I've got to do something. So when I came home, and it was July 6th when I drove back up here, I decided to go ahead and low carb it again because that was the only way my body seemed able to lose weight. All the other ways I just either regained or maintained. On every other diet, whether it was just low calories or, like I said, the vegan way and all those things, it just did not, my body didn't move. So I'm on a low carb, even if I have to do my just regular 100 carbs a day, was what my intention was. But I started reading more about the evils of sugar and reading more about the low carb diets and a lot of the big proponents of it. And I decided to go with trying a ketogenic diet. I've never really done that. Ketogenic, if you're not familiar with it, is more toward a level of about 20 carbs a day. Some go with about 30, depending on who you talk to. But it is a very high fat, low carb diet. And some people do high protein too, but I didn't. I went with more of a moderate protein. Anyway, excuse me, I've had a small cold. Since doing this diet, I have re-lost weight. I'm down 44 pounds. My high had been 345, at least my known high. Down 44 pounds, so like 301.2 or something, I think was my low weight. So, yeah, about 44, I'm rounding a little. And I'm getting ready to break through and out of the threes. I'm excited about that. Ultimately, my weight should get down to like 125 to 135 because I'm 5'6" and a small framed person So technically I know I need to have a lot less. Now I really don't care about the number per se as much as getting healthy. I do want to start strength training too. I've been trying to get myself more mobile first through diet and picking up more exercise as things goes on. We got another exercise bike. We got it sitting in our living room. Our old one had broken, but that will help through the winter, and we do have weights and things like that to work. So plan on tackling this. I have some goals. I want to be able to play with my children. I want to be able to live life. That's one of the things I was realizing watching my brother play with my kids, of how little I'm able to do that. I try to take them out and take them to the park and take them all these places to play, but I'm usually sitting on the bench watching them rather than actually playing with them, and I'm so done with that. I'm done with not being able to live my life. Not really. I want to go do things and, go backpacking and hiking and take so many more walks and be out in the forest. I want to go to roller coasters, get on roller coaster parks and stuff, all that stuff again, water slides, things that have weight limits that I can't do. Just to be able to not constantly worry if I will fit, to not fret, will this chair hold me? At family gatherings, a lot of people put these little flimsy lawn chairs out, and I'm always worried, will I even fit? So I'll stand around, and then I end up hurt from standing around. It's just a miserable experience when you're this big. And there's just so many things about it, but so many things I could say. But I can tell you I've learned a lot. I'm still learning. I know that gluttony has been a part of my problem. I have repented for it. I feel like I don't deserve forgiveness in a way because I'm a perpetual offender with it, but I know God is merciful, and there is always going to be that aspect of choice. It's personal choice to choose the right thing to eat, to choose to be godly in my manner of eating, to not choose my flesh and so forth over what I should do. There's always that, and that happens every day. The blessing, excuse me, the blessing from the ketogenic diet is I have found an amazing appetite suppression from eating higher fat. And I don't mean bad fats, I mean what I would call good fats, animal fats, saturated fats, not trans fats and hydrogenated fats. But the diet is high fat. You have to get over the fears of that. I could go more into that, but other people have, so I'm not going to bother with that. But it does amazingly satiate you. In general, though, I'm really enjoying the diet. I find it easier than before. I find it much easier than the 100 carbs, actually. The 100 carbs let me get more treats in, more yummy things, and I really didn't have any forbidden foods because I could always work just about everything in. But with the ketogenic level, not so much. There's definitely some foods I just can't eat. I can't sit down and take down any kind of level of a baked potato or anything like that. I can't eat pasta. But that's okay. There's more important things in life to me than that stuff. It may taste good. Cake and icing may taste wonderful, but it is so not worth what it has done to me and my body and the quality of life changes that stuff causes me. Now, I realize the ketogenic diet is not for everybody. Please don't think when I'm talking about any of this that I feel like everybody has to do the same thing. I realize some people do thrive great on high carb. I did not even a little bit. I've come to realize my body's very insulin resistant and it needs the much lower carbs, so I'm not spiking my glucose and then spiking my fat storing insulin, etc. It is a big deal in how my body works. It seems to be the only way I lose is by lowering carbs, whether that's 100 carbs or ketogenic level of carbs. I have to lower carbs. Being in ketosis helps the appetite satiation. It helps keep my blood sugars even better. They're doing awesome. Most of them are not even pre-diabetic anymore. They are pretty much landing in normal. Just recently got my A1C. It's 5.5, non-diabetic. Thyroid's looking good. I am back on my Synthroid. It's something I seem to need it. Excuse me. But in general, things are going great. And I have noticed one other thing. My inflammation has almost been zero. At first I was really perplexed by how this could be, because when I was doing 100 carbs, which is kind of a low-carb diet, I hurt really bad. Why is it on ketogenic level that I'm not hurting? I kept thinking, well, maybe it's because I'm not eating many grains or many of the nightshade vegetables like potatoes. Maybe there's something I've kind of eliminated that my body was sensitive to that's, and I also considered maybe it's just a coincidence. And then someone on one of the Facebook groups I'm in, the Reversing Diabetes group, which is a great group, by the way, mentioned this morning that high insulin levels in your body is linked to inflammation. How could I not know that? I've studied about this stuff so much over the years, and I did not know that. And what she said after a quick search or two, it's true, it is linked, and I never knew that. I've always known that I've had high insulin, but I did not know that that could be the suspect for all of my inflammation problems. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I can't confirm that. But all I know is so far keeping my carbs down under 20 and not eating sugar, staying away from the sugar monster and the carb monster, my body is loving it. I feel great, other than this head cold. But it's fall, so what can you do? The kids picked something up when we were out, so mommy ends up with the cold. But in general, I have felt really, really good. Just amazing. I'm very blessed by it. That's all I can say. I fully plan to continue. I cannot say that I will never falter. There are days that I smell something that someone else is having and I really want it. But so far I've been good, and I've made the choices to stay with my goals, with my macros, as they say. I do still log everything on MyFitnessPal. I am back to doing that, and I think I've got like a 130-day streak or something going. So I think that's important for me. It helps keep me accountable. But it's a good thing to do. No matter what kind of diet you adopt or what you find works for you and your body, I recommend logging it. It's a big deal. But in any event, I think that is all I need to update. I'm sorry it's been so long. I can't promise exactly when I'll update again because I find it hard to have time to make videos. But in general, I will try tentatively to update again in maybe a couple months, 3 months, something like that, and let you guys know how things are going, because I hope that maybe some of y'all can learn from me somehow, some piece of my mistakes. You can take them and not make those same mistakes yourself, because believe me, I'm such a flawed person. I can't believe I've let all this weight come on to me. I have always considered myself a fairly reasonable and intelligent person, but yet some of the decisions I have made regarding my weight and my health are just stupid. Why I have done those, I don't know. Some of them I'm still working out, some of them I know. But regardless, trying to fix it. And thank God He is forgiving and a kind and loving God, because I don't deserve Him. But in any event, I think that's all for today's update. I am sorry that it's so long, but I hope you guys do well. If you guys are having a weight loss journey, I hope you can get there and find what works for you and your body. Have a blessed day.